Right. So let's talk some Nigerian women's football real quick. On today's roster, we got Bayelsa Queens in their third and final group match at the WAFU B Women's Champions League qualifiers. Then we got Deborah Abiodun, Super Falcons midfielder, returning to a parent club in the NWSL. Before we get into these two topics, please make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much. So yeah, Bayelsa Queens, they'll be taking on Sam Nelly of Benin Republic in their third and final group match at the WAFU B Women's Champions League qualifiers. The game will be played on Saturday, the 30th of August. 4 p.m. Nigerian time will be the start, and it will be hosted in Yamoussoukro. To watch the game, you can catch it on the WAFU B page on YouTube. You type in Quest with a OUEST space B on YouTube, and it's gonna pop up just like this, and you can go straight to the match. Now, coming into this game, Sam Nelly have one win and one loss. Their first game was a win against AS Koza 1-0. Then their second game, that was against Police Ladies of Ghana. That game ended 1-3. AS Koza, of course, of Togo. When it comes to Bayelsa Queens, of course, 2 straight wins in the competition thus far. 2-1 win to open the competition against Police Ladies, and their second match was against AS Koza, a 3-0 win. So the team needs a draw to make it into the next round as winners of the group. They've already qualified into the next round, but they need a draw to make sure they're winners of the group. Now, even though Bayelsa Queens have been perfect so far in this competition, I feel like their performances have been far from perfect. You look at their defense, there are question marks around the defense. They've been shaky in the first 2 matches. The midfield, it seems like it lacks a little bit of creativity. I feel like they've been getting ran over a little bit too much in their first 2 matches. And when it comes to the creativity, you don't see too much coming out that midfield. As far as the forwards, I feel like they've been pretty good so far in this competition. I think I put the forward department up there with the goalkeeper as the 2 best departments so far in this competition for Bayelsa Queens. Ominio Yono, I think she has been fantastic, just as advertised. Not just her saves, I think her ball playing ability has taken the team out of a lot of pressure situations. Now, after the first 2 matches, I feel like one question that I do have is, where are all the players? There are a number of players that I was expecting to be in this competition for Bayelsa Queens that have not played yet, that have not been in the squad. And I'm wondering, you have players like Florence Alexandra, the central back. She's been called up for the Super Falcons in the past, and you was expecting her to be the starting central back at this competition. She was all through the season, so that's a question mark right there. The captain of the side, Blessing Ilioveda, she lifted the NWSL title for Bayelsa Queens, and not played in the first 2 matches. Seen a video of her on the Bayelsa Queens Facebook page, but outside of that, I've not seen her on the pitch. Then Messi Omokwa, top scorer of the NWSL in the past, has played for Bayelsa Queens for a couple of seasons now. Was with them last season, so you're expecting her to be in this competition, and she's been nowhere to be found. Kindness Ifeanyi, real dynamic winger, very fast, very tricky, tough to take out. I was expecting to see her do a thing in this competition. Mary Lucky Nkpa, she was signed at the ending of the season for this competition, so you wonder why you've not seen her either. A player that we've seen, Dushima Tarnum, we only saw her in the second half against Police Ladies of Ghana, and not since. And you're wondering what's up with that. She was a big performer for Bayelsa Queens last season. And another thing is, Bayelsa didn't put out a squad list or full roster before they took off. So we don't know exactly who they have, to tell you the truth. So we don't know if the players are with them in camp and they just didn't make the match day list, or the players are in Nigeria, or they even moved on to new teams. We just don't know. And another thing, WAFU need to do better. Give us names of the players. I know they're doing a good job in putting the games out there. We get to see it on YouTube. I remember a number of years ago, the games used to skip. You wouldn't be able to watch 10 seconds without it stopping. But now you can watch a live match uninterrupted. And this is not something that was 20 years ago. This is like 3 or 4 years ago. So the improvements are noticeable. But at the same time, you got to put these players' names out there. I was looking for AS Kozar. No lineups were put out for AS Kozar. And it's not right, because these players, we should also get to know their names. We should also, that's how you get familiar with teams. That's how you want to watch games, when you have like a personal knowledge of these players. And you just not putting out lineups, that's not helping anything. Even though you have the game on live, but people will want to feel some type of connection. I think we should make it a must that we always put lineups out. And another thing is all these lineups with one names. And you're not Real Madrid, you're not in Europe, you're not in one of these top leagues that people know everybody. These are unknown players and you're using one name. So put their full name so we can get to know these players. I'm just pleading now. This is just a plea. Now, that being said, something that I have seen as a bright side is the young players, the young forwards. Janet Akekaromowi and Shakira Moshood. Both these players have been doing their thing in this competition. Janet, 2 assists so far. Shakira Moshood, 2 goals, 1 assist so far. They've definitely taken advantage of the opportunities given to them. And I'm looking forward to seeing how they perform moving on in this competition. Now, moving on, and we're going to talk about the return of Deborah Abiodun to Washington Spirit. So, Deborah Abiodun signed for Washington Spirit at the beginning of the season. They sent her out on loan to Dallas Trinity in the USL Super League, the Gamebridge Super League, I'm guessing. So they sent her out on loan. She played out there, played in a number of matches for Dallas Trinity, got in their starting lineup, started a number of matches too, went to the Women's African Cup of Nations, of course won it with the Super Falcons, played in a match after the Women's African Cup of Nations for Dallas Trinity, a match or two, and now she has been called back to Washington Spirit. This was the post put out by Washington Spirit a couple of days ago, and it goes, "Welcome back, Deb." The Washington Spirit has recalled midfielder Deborah Abiodun from her loan to Dallas Trinity FC of the Gamesbridge Super League. The clubs announced today. So her time at Dallas is over. She's now at Washington Spirit. Of course, Washington Spirit, the home of Gift Monday. Gift Monday has been playing for the club since the beginning of the season. I believe she joined after Deborah Abiodun joined. So she got to stay while Deborah Abiodun went on loan, and now Deborah Abiodun joins the fold again. And hopefully she stays with them and doesn't have to go out on loan again. Now, for me personally, I felt like she shouldn't have went out on loan in the first place. Watching them last season, not last season, but the beginning of this season up to now, I think you could see that Deborah Abiodun could fit in with that team. You could see that they kind of need a player like Deborah Abiodun in the team. So it kind of was like, why did she have to go out on loan? At first, I was like, well, she just joined the club as a new player. But then you're seeing her performances for Dallas Trinity, and you're seeing Washington Spirit struggle to hold the ball sometimes. And you're like, what's going on? Why is she not with Washington Spirit? But gladly, it didn't take that long for her to go back, and hopefully, like I said, she sticks along with Washington Spirit. I think she can fit into the team. I think she brings a lot to the team. So this is just a matter of her grabbing an opportunity and just making a position out there her own. Now, the next game for Washington Spirit will be played on Sunday, the 31st of August. 9 p.m. Nigerian time will be the start. They'll be taking on Chicago Stars, and hopefully we get to see Deborah Abiodun and Gift Monday in this match. I will definitely be doing the highlights of it, so be on the lookout for that. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel. Thank y'all for watching. Peace.